Welcome to EPG Pathshala. Here we are going to deal with a topic on the application of technology in non-formal setting. As you all know, we have been passing through a rapid transformation due to massive development in the field of science and technology. We are now increasingly a part of world of advanced technology. The communication and information technology, out of all the technologies, have transcended the boundaries of all type of education such as formal, informal and non-formal. Here in this module, we have to examine the application of technology in the non-formal settings, and particularly we have to focus on the concept of communication and information technology together. Let us start with the learning outcomes of this module. Before we start understanding the application of technology in non-formal setting, let us start discussing about what is formal education. The hierarchy structured chronologically graded system from primary school through the university and including, in addition to general academic studies, a variety of specialized programs and institutions for full time technical and professional training, which is called as a formal system of education. For example, a typical public high school classroom. What is informal education? It is a truly lifelong process where each individual attain attitudes, values, skills and knowledge from day to day experience and the educative influence and resources in the environment, maybe from family and neighborhood, from work and play to library and mass media. For example, infants and young children learn to speak by listening and imitating. Their trial and error efforts are amplified by parents, siblings and friends who encourage correct sounds and spontaneously correct errors. What is non-formal education? Any organized educational activity outside the established formal system, whether operating separately or as an important feature of some broader activity that is intended to serve identifiable learning clientele and learning objectives. For example, a course offering soft skills for youth or an empowerment program for women. If we see the definition of Merriam and others, who state the term non-formal has been used most often to describe organized learning outside of the formal education system. These offerings tend to be short term, voluntary and have few if any prerequisites. However, they typically have a curriculum and often a facilitator. In a broader sense, non-formal education is more similar to the concept of continuing and lifelong learning, as it is not bound by any hierarchically structured and chronologically graded education system and is more oriented towards enhancing the life skills of the learners in an informal way. Such learning may or may not involve face-to-face interaction with teachers. More often, non-formal educational programs are implemented with the help of specially trained instructors or teachers and sometimes with the proactive involvement of community members as the main facilitators. So, non-formal education is clearly defined against formal education. However, sometimes non-formal education and informal educations are used interchangeably, but this is not actually accurate. Let us see the characteristics of non-formal education. First thing, it is target group. Non-formal education is meant for mainly for the adults who could not receive education in a formal setting of education or who want to continue with their study of their further professional development. Non-formal education caters to the needs of people from different socio-economic and religious background. Those are deprived of receiving education through a formal setting. Then another characteristics of non-formal education is time scale. Time scale here means as the target group is here mostly adult learners, so it must offer part-time course to the learners. Learning for the adult learners is mostly a learning for the adult learners is mostly a secondary activity, as the participant is engaged in earning for a livelihood or engaged with some other responsibilities. The next characteristics of non-formal education is relevance. The content of non-formal education must be need based and relevant to the age group concerned. Adult learners receive education remaining within the community. Thus, the education provided needs to be relevant in all kind of settings. Curriculum is another characteristics of non-formal education. Non-formal education must offer education to meet learner defined needs. The curriculum must be open rather than restricted. Non-formal education is problem based and controlled by learners. One more characteristics of non-formal education is methods. Learner is the center of education in the non-formal settings. Thus, the method of teaching shifts the focus of instruction from the teacher to the student. The learner chooses to how he will learn and access his own learning. Objectives is one more characteristics of non-formal education. Here the aims of non-formal education is to develop learner autonomy and interdependence by putting the responsibility for the learning path in the hands of the students. In this non-formal setting, the learning objectives are set by students themselves. One more characteristics of non-formal education is orientation. The need of the adult learner is mostly to acquire knowledge and skills for the present situation to fit into a new world of work or to sharpen the skills required for the existing occupation. Depending on various contexts of learners, it may cover educational programs to impart adult literacy, basic education for out of school children, life skills, work skills and general cultures. Let us discuss the application of technology in non-formal educational setting. Supply of the printed course material that is prepared in a self-instructional format. Traditional audio and video technologies such as radio and television are being used in supporting and imparting education since a long time in formal setting of education, for example, schools and colleges. It is widely recognized now that they are able to facilitate in fostering equity in terms of access to education in non-formal settings, also through enhancing the reach of education to one and all by eliminating the obstacles of time, space and distance. The underlying principles for the use of technology are attached mostly to meet the needs of adult community. The knowledge of technology based education should guide all facilitators as they play their role in sensitizing the importance of technology in education in a non-formal setting. The multimedia approaches for learners in a non-formal settings are available to increase access to its learners, such as supply of the printed course material that is prepared in a self-instructional format, provision of facilities for contact counseling session at the study centers, organizing residential session or weekly end sessions for intensive coaching, broadcasting of lessons through radio and television, production of audio tapes and availing them to students, provision of continuous evaluations through assignments. Audio conferencing, it can be thought of as an extended telephone conversation, but instead of talking with only one person, you may be talking with several or more participants located at multiple sites. It is a convenient means of bringing learners from different locations together to participate in effective discussions. And audio conferencing is an effective communication tools for sharing information, ideas, experiences. It is also not much expensive to design and implement. Video conferencing, it is a means by which small groups of physically distant learners and instructors or educators can hold discussion in real time, during which they are able to interact with each other. Video conferencing may be used in two ways, one way video conferencing and two way video conferencing. One-way video conferencing. Through this one-way video conferencing, the audio video information can be a one-way information or a one-way stream from the institution into its learning center. The learning center may communicate with the institution and in turn with a telephone or other audio based hookup. They can be used for the discussion and clarification of any details. Two-way video conferencing. It is a teleconference where, as implied by the name, video or visual data is exchanged. In this form of conference, the learners can see and hear the instructor or educator and other fellow learners located at different learning centers. The student or the learner can learn in an interactive environment and share or exchange ideas. This two-way video conferencing can accommodate a range of information including graphics and possibly scanned documents. Computer conferencing. It enables a group of learners with experts to hold discussion by reading and posing text messages on a computer system. The merits over mailing lists are that the messages are achieved and the structure of the discussion is also recorded. Computer conferencing is widely used to support adult learning and within the educational context. Computer conferencing refers to computer based meeting for exchange of pictures, words, graphics, etc. between multiple sites. Special hardware and software systems are used to support computer conferencing activities in both real time and non-real time. Computer assisted learning or CAL. The term computer assisted learning covers a range of computer based packages. These packages are planned to provide interactive instruction usually in a specific subject area and many predate the internet. Computer aided assessment CAA. This is meant to provide a means or methods for students to assess their own progress and understanding of the material. With no human feedback or very sophisticated artificial intelligence, this usually means some form of objective test delivered as an online quiz, because it is objective and the possible responses are known. The feedback can also be automated or programmed. Students can therefore receive immediate feedback. This use of CAA for self diagnosis or formative assessment can be quick to set up and, if used wisely, can provide valuable feedback on the effectiveness of the course to the course tutor. Digital learning resources. This could range from simply placing Word documents on the web for the adult learners to download and to take print, or to make PowerPoint presentations available after a lecture, to creating web pages that make better use of the media, to streamed digital video and simple interactive CAL like programs. Internet Relay Chat or IRC. It is an internet system which allows users to chat live using text or audio internet telephony, or a way of using the internet as an alternative to the main telephone network. It has the potential to reduce the cost of calling long distance to that of a local call. Hybrid systems. Through these systems such as web board combine threaded discussion lists, IRC and email lists, following users to switch easily between the two depending on the nature of the discussion. For example, Yahoo Groups, which is a free online service allowing the user to set up a web based email discussion list with optional forwarding to and replies from his normal email account. VSATs, it stands for Very Small Aperture Terminals and is a compact satellite dish mated with the necessary electronic hardware to create an earth station. The earth station consists of a small antenna and other devices to interface between the antenna and the end user equipment. The end user equipment could be one or more personal computers, telephones, PBX, a video player or any combination of these. A VSAT can link a few or more sites including geographically remote locations. Communication satellite. Since the launching of INSAT in 1982, It is being used for education and development. Institutions such as NCERT, UGC and IGNOU produce educational television programs for broadcast in national channel through INSAT. Mobile learning. The use of mobile technology either alone or in combination with other ICT tools to enable the learner to learn at any time and anywhere. With the development of 3G and 4G networks, use of mobile phones in education could provide a way forward. M-Text downloadable lessons would enable any user with a cell phone to access the educational lessons. Games based platforms. With the noteworthy dispersion of 3G and 4G networks and increased adoption of mobile phones and smartphones with touch screen and other modern features, this methodology is expected to gain momentum in the near future. Educational games can make a profound impact on the learning needs of undeserved communities. So, here we discussed the applications of technology in non-formal setting. Let us discuss the merits and demerits of application of technology in non-formal setting. Merits of using technology in non-formal settings are: multimedia presentation can make the material more meaningful and engaging for the learners. The internet itself has opened a world of opportunity for the non-formal learners. Information and ideas that were previously out of reach are a click away. The learners with any sort of needs can connect, share and learn on a global scale. Technology, especially the computer and internet based technology, is quite competent in providing learning experiences in the form of drill and practice. It helps in identifying and solves problems for accessing information and knowledge about various related topics. Learners can access anything at any time and anywhere. They can learn at their own pace as per educational need and context. Non-formal education programs using the latest ICTs are beginning to provide workers with the opportunity to pursue lifelong learning. Technology makes the tasks of the non-formal learners easy so far as their access to various educational materials is concerned. Instructors can post their course materials or important information on a course website, and the learners can study at a time and location they prefer and can obtain the study material very quickly. Technology helps in providing truly individualized learning experience in which students learn as individuals and not as a homogeneous group. Individualized learning experience can make the students relate to the content, go forward and backward in the content, start at any point depending upon prior knowledge instead of always in a predetermined fixed sequence or as per the group instruction. It ensures high speed delivery of content with wide reach. It provides alternative modes of education, for example, distance education, online educations, virtual educations, by making education more accessible beyond the traditional time and space paradigm. Education is no longer limited to the privileged few. Even those who are downtrodden and poor can learn all the ideas and concepts which were like a dream to them in earlier times. And it is all possible because of advanced use of technology. It democratizes education. It allows non-formal learners to continue to earn a living while attending classes during their spare time. So, there are so many merits of using technology in non-formal settings. However, there are certain demerits which we can discuss. Initial expenditure of installing technological hardware and software system is very high. Heavy expenditure is also involved in maintaining and upkeeping of the equipment. Without proper maintenance and upgrading, the costly technological equipment lose their applicability as the technologies are in a constant flux. Many non-formal learners may not have the access to educational technological tools like computer, internet, e-TV, etc. at home. Everyone do not equally benefits from the use of technology in education. In country like India, not only many students, but a large number of educational institutions remain deprived of technology owing to financial issues. The multimedia package mainly available in English language. Technological failure or breakdown either due to poor maintenance or hardware or updating of software usually disrupts the instructional process and leaves the learners in a confused state. So, here after understanding the demerits of application of technology in non-formal setting, let us discuss the cautions in applying technology in non-formal settings. Set of guiding principles. Learner must know that what are expected from them. They must be explained in advance how any technology works. They must understand the goals for using a particular technology in education. Encourage learner interaction. In order to ensure that the students are engaged with the material, they may be involved in discussing video presentation in group or by searching for and summarizing their own web researches. Otherwise, it may lead to passive learning or when students watch a video or read web content with no follow up. Facilitate access. Copies of video, audio or other materials used in the learning process of non-formal learners should be kept reserved in the library of the local study center to be reviewed by them. So, very technology. Adult learners join a certain course after a gap. Thus, it might be difficult in their part to stay connected or focused while learning by themselves without the help of teachers. That is why maintaining of their motivation to complete the learning task is very important. By adopting different technology, students may be helped to stay focused and active in their learning tasks without getting bored. Ensure equal opportunities for all. We have to make sure that media based experiences can be enjoyed by all the students, including the differently abled learners. All students must get equal chance to actively participate in technology lest or technology mediated lesson without any fear or favor on any grounds. Select appropriate technology. Evidence suggests that educational technologies can improve student achievement so long as such tools are integrated thoughtfully into teaching and learning. When digital capabilities like online environments are incorporated meaningfully into instruction, learners have new opportunities to learn and achieve. Matching learning outcomes to appropriate technologies is an important step for effectively integrating technology into classroom teaching and learning. Technology will benefit the learning of it, enhances the presentation of a concept, motivate the learners and provides an authentic learning experience. One more question which can be kept in mind: set ethical principles. For the meaningful and honest use of the content that is available in the media or internet, students should be provided with clear cut guidelines based on ethical use of others' intellectual property, be it write-ups, photographs, video or audio clips, charts, diagrams, presentations, books, etc. Students should be encouraged to refer, but at the same time be cautioned not to plagiarize others' work or even to use others' work in their own project without due acknowledgement or without permission. Let us summarize the module. As you will know, we are passing through rapid transformation and information and communication technology have already entered into the all type of systems of education, and non-formal education system is also not remained untouched from the application of technology. In this module, we understood the different types of education, that is formal, informal and non-formal. Non-formal education is basically meant for the adult learners, and we discuss the various applications of technology in the non-formal education system in the form of audio conferencing, video conferencing, computer assisted learning, etc. We also discussed the merits and demerits of application of technology in the non-formal settings. It has both merits and demerits in using technology in the non-formal settings, but with the questions we can avoid certain problems of using technology in the non-formal settings. Thank you.